approve your minutes, to check your minutes and.
Motion to accept the meetings. The minutes.
I need a motion to approve on those. Deb, who made it? Chet, okay. We're gonna go into executive session. We're gonna talk to our two employees. Okay. Basically what the executive session was about the two boys, or two young men I should say, and some of the rumors that we heard, and if we had any complaints, and we want a written, letter from Scott Lasher that is satisfied with the way the plant's being run. Punk's gonna talk to Scott, cause he's in and out. Tom, you wanna go with the engineer's report?
Okay. The work activity that we worked on for the month consisted of doing some market investigations on some different types of meters that are available on the market to monitor the discharge from the water treatment system. I put together a very simple summary of this on my engineer's report. I have handouts. If we choose to go through some of these, I can support the quotes and the types of meters through the various handouts. I know you guys got a lot of business to do today, so if you want to, just jump in and I can pass that out. If not, we'll just jump down to meter types 1, 2, and 3. Positive displacement compound meters. Just give you a general background. That's traditionally the type of meter that goes into your residences, your residence that would be metering your potable water. The water that I would see coming out of this, having a grinder pump on the other side, it being filter backwash, there could be the chance that some solids are going to be coming through that line. So solids through that line are somewhat of a concern for us. So you want to avoid meters that have integral parts to them that are actually used to do the metering facility. Meter types 1, 2, and 3 have some kind of device that would be integral to the flow characteristics of the pipe. The positive displacement, like I said, is a traditional household meter. The turbo and the propeller meters, that basically is a propeller inline, so there's that obstruction of a propeller inside the pipe itself. Same with insertion meters or inline meters. There's usually some kind of a little propeller system in there. Now I pulled out a couple of samples for you, and I gave you some prices there, because these prices, a meter, there's a large variety of types of meters, but I want to get to the point that the type of meter that we think you need is in the electromagnetic range, and unfortunately that's, as you can see, those prices there are usually the pricier of the mix, being that it's geared to handle the solids type. There are 3 meters under the electromagnetic type there, manufacturers that we receive quotes from. That's the Elster Amco, that EVO Q4. It's priced at about $1,600 that was quoted to us. I think it's in the blue book a little bit cheaper than that. So you might be able to get it for like $1,500 out of the USA Blue Book. The other meter, the census meter, when I talked to the census rep, he had already I guess Franny or Debbie was already in touch with him, so he just relayed me the same quote that was already in the mix. That one is $3,953, and quite honestly, that's, the census meter is the name in meter. So it's pretty much the Cadillac of the meters. There's a middle ground from a company called Corona, and I have a quote from the sales rep that quoted me on that for $2,744. Any three of those meters are beefy bodies. The EVO Q4, the one for $1,600, is stainless steel body, stainless steel flow tube. It has a 5-year warranty to it, but the caveat that I'm making is that it's basically a disposable meter. They're telling you it's got a 10-year battery life. That was the other important feature we were looking for. We didn't want to be taking power to this site. So it's got a 10-year battery life, but the battery's non-replaceable. So you basically have to replace the entire meter at the end of its useful life. So if you did choose to go that route, and you want to make that known to you. The other meters, the Census and the Corona, they are the batteries are replaceable. They're standard D-cell batteries that can be replaced when the batteries do die. So the meter itself is salvaged. You just replace the batteries. And Franny has another one, I believe, was not in the USA Blue Book or whatnot, but he did find one off of the internet called a C-Metrics. The biggest difference that I see between that one and the ones that I have quoted here is the material makeup and a 1-year battery life on six AA batteries. So you got a 1-year battery life. It's basically a plastic body, so it's a much, it's not as rigid type of meter, but it's about 1/3 the cost.
So what do you recommend?
Price being considered, price not being considered, I would probably stick with one of the ones that are quoted here. For serviceability, for representation. Again, if you recognize that you're going into this with a 10-year replacement, the Elster Amco appears to be a nice meter. But the unfortunate thing is it's a disposable meter.
But they will last 10 years.
It's got a 5-year warranty, so
That's what I'm saying.
it does have a 5-year warranty too, with a 10-year projected battery life to replace it after 10 years. And the one that Training has, I think it's a $600 unit.
Yeah, this one here is $670. And it is a mag meter, and you only have to replace the regular 6-way
6 AA batteries once a year.
batteries once a year. So I mean, for $670, and it's got a guarantee with it and everything else, and it's going to give you the same ratings as anything else. For
Price being the important element. Give it a shot.
And it doesn't say anything about throwing it away or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just keep putting the batteries in once a year, and you know what I mean? For $670, I don't think you can go wrong with it. All the other ones are anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it constructed different, Tom?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's
not your basic stainless steel and
it's a
all that
plastic
stuff,
body.
but
It's
it's all made for being down in white holes and stuff like that.
My question is, how would it take the knocks and bangs and
There's nothing in there bad.
nothing to do it?
No. And I
You're
mean,
gonna guarantee that it's not gonna do that?
well, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
guarantee anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as good as these other ones being down in that hole.
Okay,
I mean, this one here is more of an aluminum one than a stainless steel.
okay.
Or what do they call this? They call this
die cast aluminum.
yeah, it's like die cast coated aluminum, the plastic coating and everything. But I mean, for $670, put it in there, and last 5 years you get your money back out of it. And if it's the shows that much, then, you know, you can always go buy a real high price one if it works.
So I was gonna say,
Shows up.
we could try it, and if it didn't last, we could always go buy a better.
Yeah, you're not out a whole bunch of
No.
money, and, you're getting your idea what you want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just the idea. All the other ones I think are way out of price.
Nothing comes cheap anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think for $670, I don't think we could go wrong and give it a try. Instead of, you know, spending 3 times the money.
Okay, that's
It's
what
gonna do the same thing.
engineer's report takes us into old business, the meter.
Well, that's our decision. We spend anywhere from $15 to $3,000, or $3,500, we spend $670 and get the,
You just need one pump?
Just one meter.
yeah, just
One meter.
Just one.
just one meter.
I'll make a motion just to go with this one,
Go
that
with
Gus
one.
recommends, and see how it works for a year or two.
I need a second on it.
I'll second
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Treasurer's report.
Randy, how much did you say that meter was?
I'll give you this piece right
Okay.
here.
All right, I get it later.
We don't have any
I'll
copies.
just give you this later on, it's everything about it, how to order it.
Treasurer's report, debt service, First Commonwealth, balances of 9/30/11 was $993.29. Interest 10/1/11, 12 cents. Account balance of 10/31/11 was $993.41. Coupon collection account, First Commonwealth, the balance as of 9/30/11 was $426.45. Coupon collection fee was $20.55. Transfers to general revenue account was $8,600. And the user fees for October was $8,690.40, and the balance is $496.30. The maintenance account, First Commonwealth, the balance is $4,373.
Any comments or corrections? Treasurer's report stands as read. Accounts payable.
The Macronics computer for $162.50, what was that for?
That was for the program at the plant to do an upgrade on it.
Is that for the
$100 it was.
Excel spreadsheet?
Huh?
The Macronics computer, is that for the Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get a service trip report for it, or what they did, what was the job description?
Yeah, it would have been on there.
Okay.
Most of it was on there.
I'll take a look at it. Allegheny Electric Scattertown Pump Station, $75, what was that for?
Pump two, they had to come down and check pump two out for us.
And what did they find?
High amperage on the motor.
So what did they conclude?
We, pulled the motor, put a different one in, but I don't think that was the problem yet.
Resolution, are you done?
Pardon me?
Are you done?
No, I had a couple more questions. Okay, Consolidated Technologies, you were going to get an itemized bill. Did you get the itemized bill for Consolidated Technologies?
No, I didn't get that yet.
So we paid $3,000 and still don't have an itemized bill, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you think does the board anticipate getting an itemized bill? Or-
We've
Yeah,
asked
we'll
them
get one.
3 times.
We'll get one off.
Well, maybe it's time to stop paying until you get it. That's a board decision. Okay, to answer your question, I guess that's, the backhoe, is that for filling in down at the Caledonia Pike?
It's
No,
not
it's for
the-
digging it. We didn't fill that in yet, that's just for digging it.
Oh, for digging it?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have to go back and fill it in.
I have to go back and fill that back in.
Okay, that's all I need.
Now that Trevor, we're gonna have the accounts payable.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business 2012 budget.
Oh, yes, I did.
You can ask the board, you can ask them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't have your glasses? Oh, you get one?
No.
Okay.
Do I need to know this?
Just for the plan stuff.
And what we're going to question you is we've allocated $40,000 for planned expenses next year. Do you think that's enough?
I'm looking, I'm thinking.
We've,
By 6,000?
yeah,
We're gonna have a little bit more this year for, well, that'd be on this year for them pumps. Be another
Yeah.
Couple $1,000 anyways, right? Couple thousand on fixing them pumps.
that's why we allocated 40,000 for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Should be enough in case if anyone's fixed.
You have no problem with that then, Paul?
Hmm?
You have no problem with that?
No,
Well, each year, well, it went down in 2011, but
Do you have any more big maintenance coming up on the building over there that you know about or anything? I mean,
not that I can think
we got
of.
the roof done. I mean,
Roof
we got
done.
Anything else?
I
over there?
really don't have any other problems right now except for them pumps.
And you're getting them back, right?
Yeah, when he gets them done, he's gonna call. Said it would be 2 weeks.
Okay, then that's our stock then. That'll
Well,
be
the one I'm gonna pull
Caledonia.
down at Brouse's, cause we have that seal failure again. And instead of putting a brand new one in, I'm gonna put the one that he's rebuilding in because we have a year warranty on it.
And make sure it works okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll send that one out to see. if
And
that's
then I'll
okay.
take that one back down and see what's going on. It just needs the seals
Yeah.
or something.
There should be nothing big there then. Anything we're looking to get done? Anything, I mean, anything, big things we're looking to get done? We only have the one with the lower Caledonia, that's our only big thing we have to get done.
we're not gonna
next
do
year.
that till we have some money,
Yeah, the next year.
we hope. I have somebody who need a motion to approve the budget? As is.
I'll make a motion, okay.
I need a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next is an assessment permit. It's for Roger Smith. I don't think we have anything to, if it's not anywhere around. Okay.
This is just a little small timber
Yeah.
storage shed?
Yes, it's that house on the corner across from the senior center.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I got no problem. Doesn't involve the water or the sewage.
Okay, I need a motion then to approve it.
I'll make the motion.
Second, Rena, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Since you don't have your glasses, do you want Ricky to do the maintenance report?
Yeah, basically all it is that the pumps, we're just waiting for him to come back. For him to call. I took 3 of them down. He called back, he talked to Debbie. He's repairing the 10 horsepower one first, that's the one I need for Brouses. And when he said it'd be a couple weeks, and then he'd let us know, pick it up. Basically, that's all we're doing. We do wanna, if it's all right, over there behind, where the dumpster rides, in there, in the stall where it is,
Yeah,
there's about 2 feet space behind it that has gravel. Me and Rick were talking about it, if we cement that in, which we'll do ourselves, we're not gonna, we could get that dumpster back a little further, we wouldn't need the township over there as often as we do when we're running that. Basically, it's what, 2 feet,
Yeah, a little over 2 feet.
estimated cost.
$100, the cement, we're gonna mix it ourselves and dump it.
Okay,
I
all
got
right.
I got a cement mixer if you need to use it, electric cement mixer.
Is that it, Rick?
No, one other thing, Rouse's pump station
Yeah,
is down to a half a tank on the generator, and Lower Caledonia's at 5/8. I think we ought to fill them up
for the winter.
before it
Yeah.
gets
I'm
too
the only
soft.
2.
Who do you go to? You go to Fridays?
Fridays, yeah.
Okay. I need a motion on both. I need, for them to, spend $100 for the cement and to fill up, generator stations for the winter. Rena and then Deb, all in favor?
Scattertown and the Caledonia pipe, they're a little over 3/4, so they're good.
Why don't you top them all off for the winter? Or is it gonna be too expensive?
I think we'll be good on the other ones, even if we had to get in and we could get in to
You
fill
won't
them.
have any problem in the winter getting into
No,
those two?
nothing.
The other 2's the ones we're concerned about,
Okay.
Browse and
All
Lower
right.
Caledonia.
Okay, take care of those first then.
Yeah, all the other ones are pretty good.
What, Bob?
What the question is, I mean, at the Scattertown pump, you know, it had high current, I assume you measured it with a clip on. Did you
Yes.
do any measure tests or anything?
No,
Okay. And then you went to Phillipsburg, or Osceola Mills, wherever, and it was okay. Did anybody find any reason why it had the high current? Was there,
the overtemps kicked out. I don't know what
But there-
caused it.
does anybody have a reason for that? Was there
Not
something
yet.
clogged in the impeller? I mean,
Not that we could tell there or over there unless there was and it kicked out.
because, I mean, there's several other issues that could cause that, but you never identified a specific cause.
No, not yet.
You have intentions of putting that in shortly, just to see if it happens again,
As
or?
soon as we get, yeah, the thing is, I put the note, when we pulled it and tried to run it, it didn't wanna run right away. It would take a while to go. So when I put the new one in, it kicked off right away, and it hasn't called or hasn't done nothing since.
So you tried to run it at Scattertown?
Yeah, I did when we just pulled it up out
All
of
right, okay. I
And
understand.
when I seen that it didn't wanna, it would run eventually, but it was you know what I'm saying? And I had no clue what else, after I had Allegheny Electric there.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So when I put the new one in, for some reason, it hasn't called us since, and the old one was registering a lot of hours too, like we had before, and now the new one isn't, it's back to normal.
Yeah, it wasn't running when it became the primary, and there's a way around that too.
Yeah, so, I have intentions of having someone come back and look at it again. Cause when I took it down there, I told him about it, and that fella down there even seemed to think that it might be something else.
Now, your clip-on still works, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you paid $75 for
yeah, it
what you
worked.
already knew, I think, right? Okay.
Well, since Tom's here, and we were talking about what happened at that pump station, what's been happening down at Caledonia. When you guys went down with, the man from Pittsburgh, one of the statements that he made is, these aren't mine, they aren't my serial numbers, I have the franchise for this area. I said to Franny, there a possibility these have been already rebuilt and we got screwed again?
Remember when that guy came down here to look at that pump, he said, all the cells around here has to go through him. He didn't even know where they got them pumps.
You don't wanna commit yourself.
would-
I just threw that out on the table, and Franny looked at me and he said, you might have the right idea.
I mean, it just got, we never thought about it before, but he says all the pumps go through him.
I thought we did find out that they came through the distributor out of Harrisburg.
State College or
State
some
College,
funds, yeah.
Because that's where
They came from Atlantic Pump, they were in New Jersey.
Yeah, it should have went through him or something, because this is his area.
Because even the man in Osceola said that that one pump should have lasted 25 years.
Yeah, maybe good for 20, 25 years.
You don't wanna commit, do you?
yeah, stranger things have happened, Dave.
I know.
It's certainly
I know.
possible.
And I'm getting to the point that I don't trust most people.
Yeah, it's certainly possible.
Okay, we'll go to correspondence. Bob had a letter to the township, I believe.
You wanna discuss that now or later?
Well, visitors' comments and,
Yeah, we might as well discuss it now.
Just,
Is that about the Lower Caledonia, Bob? When we go to put that
No, it's about
top
the
on?
Caledonia pipe. The electrical modifications there.
it's the same as before. Is it up to electrical compliance?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you and I talked to Ron Smith back here, Fran, you talked about getting an inspector. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Bob, we did that one's working fine. It was an
But it's
emergency
not the
that we had to
question,
do it, and we're not worried about it. When
We
we
all
go to
these
do
other
it-
pump
no, wait a
stations
minute.
work.
When we go to do the Caledonia one, hopefully, we're not in an emergency situation, and we're gonna have Mr. Cacklebart draw it up and do it at them specs.
In 2009, you had 4 pump stations working fine. Now you're getting developmental problems.
Well, all we had
And
is
they're
pump
not,
problems.
none of them are to the code.
Well, there never was to the code, Bob.
No, that's what I'm
Never
saying,
was
but,
to
I
code.
mean, it's costing you
We're not gonna
money.
spend a pile of money to get them to code that was never to code.
Well, it's
That's all I
like
have
the
to say about it.
old gas station commercial, you can pay me now or pay me later.
Well, we're not gonna spend a pile of money on something that was never done right in the first place, as far as I'm concerned.
Just keep on paying.
Greg, do you have anything to say?
Are these things electrically sound?
They've been working right now fine. All we've had is some pump problems.
Bearings or something?
No, I mean, the one that seal went, the seal went, and the other one, I don't know, I think it's the winders went in. The one got real hot and burned up, I think it needs rewound.
That's what he's doing, rewinding.
Yeah, the other
Putting
ones weren't too
better.
bad, right? The other ones weren't too bad.
Well, there's 2 of them burnt. The one out of Caledonia Pike and the one out of Brouses. They're both burned up.
They're both, need to
Yeah.
rewind, okay. And the one, what was wrong with the other one? One was a.
The Scattertown one, he didn't tear it down because he hooked it up and it wouldn't run. So he didn't do anything with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to find out if there's something else going on, but the only thing I'm saying is, when I put the new pump in Scattertown, the plant, it has never called me since, so I don't know what's going on. I'm no electrician, I had them look at it, they thought there was something in the pump. So when we pulled the pump, we couldn't find anything. Instead of putting it back in and having them call, that place call me again in 2 days, cause it overheated, I just said, we'll try the new pump.
That's good.
And I put it in and it hasn't called me since.
Well,
Let
we
me
get
ask you,
it back.
let me ask you something. Are you satisfied with Allegheny Electric? He seems to be out there someplace. He never commits himself. I don't know, is what he's telling you all the time. Are you satisfied with him, or would you prefer somebody else? You're the head honcho. Make a comment.
I don't,
Plead the fifth if you want to.
I'm pleading the fifth.
Okay.
It would be nice to have somebody closer, but you know, I don't know who.
I don't know who either, Ricky. That's what I was gonna ask you guys.
I like I said, I'm no electrician, I don't understand a lot of it. I just do the best I can with what I know.
Yeah.
Now, whether that pump need pulled or not, I don't.
Well,
After they were there and said to Rick, I wasn't there, Rick was there. After they said to Rick, they thought there was something in the pump, I said, well, we'll pull it and we'll see.
We thought there was something in the impeller, and it was gonna burn up.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's a good idea, like you said before, to put that pump back in as soon as we get it back, and see if it does it again, and that'll tell you the story if it's actually.
And like I said, alls I know is when the new one went in, I quit getting the
You quit getting
overcamp
the phone
call.
calls.
And then, and Rick even said that
Okay.
everything seems to be working now, so,
Okay.
How long's it been in there, Pump? 2 weeks, week,
3 weeks,
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks or so.
And it hasn't called?
No, it hasn't called since. And it was calling me like every week at least a couple of times. And it would go up and it was just the over temp light was on.
If you get that pump back and put it in and it works fine, do you think there should be anything concluded from that?
Well, if it works fine, we'll let it work. That's the way I
Well,
look at it.
I mean, it doesn't work in default, right?
Well, while we're clouding everything, I do wanna take the opportunity to say that there were certain permit things that were supposed to be in those wet wells as well, that were never put in there. So it's not just some code issues, but there were water quality management permits, things that were change ordered out, and if Randy knows what I'm talking about, such as trash baskets, that now you're starting to see that things that are getting flushed down the lines are, you know, quite surprising, that are causing these types of actions. Grinder pumps are super, they do grind things up, but they do have limits too. You know, they don't grind everything. So there are things that were supposed to be put in the wet wells to catch heavy debris that aren't there as well. So not only we have codes issues, we've got permit issues, so those were change ordered out.
I think they were done on the recommendation of the engineer, and
Well, that's,
You know,
and
it's unfortunate.
It's water over the bridge, or water over the
It's
dam.
done. There's no
well,
sense arguing.
once
But
again, you know,
It is a
that-
potential.
What would it cost to put, what would we need, 3 of them?
Five.
Five?
Five.
What do they cost?
I couldn't tell you without the price.
I mean, any type estimate?
Whenever the cross is jet, we can't afford it.
No, I'm just curious as to what these,
I think they're at least $1,000 each.
so we're talking 4 grand.
Put them in, yeah, well, five then. Just five.
No,
Five inlets. There's a basket that's supposed to catch the heavy debris under each inlet pipe.
Well, we get 4 grand, we'll talk about
one of the trade
We
mags,
get Penn Best loan paid off next year, we'll talk about
it.
it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We could
Get the
probably-
money, we'll talk
We
about
could
it.
probably have something made a lot cheaper than that too. Just
So like,
to-
magnet you can put ahead of it?
All you need is like a stainless steel basket in front of the pipes, that when it falls out of the pipe, it just goes through the.
Like a strainer.
They never put them in, and they should have been in
So
there.
it's kind of like a magnet you could stick in there?
Well,
Steel?
once again, in one of the trade magazines, I don't know if you get the water and wastewater magazine, but one of the featured articles in there was, the development of these new, wipe and throw away products. I forget who makes them. But throw away to a lot of the consumers means flush it down the commode.
And rags are a big
the
problem.
thrust of the article was, a wastewater pumping station
How often then they clean down?
in Minnesota. And it was,
What I'm saying, you got
burning up the
check
pumps because it got clogged there. I
To see if there's something in there clogging something, get it out of there?
You know, we usually maintain it whenever the alarm calls.
Oh, okay. Like Betty said, next year we get the Penn Vest loan paid off, we'll address it.
I think it'd be worth looking at just
Yeah.
making something for them. I don't think it'd take much to make a basket for them myself.
And we got rid of one of our other problems down Caledonia, the Winchester's sewer, drain pipe was taken care of in the last couple of weeks.
That's the,
Township did that, right?
No, no. Ronnie said he couldn't do it, so we got, the only one available was Cadwell,
Okay.
okay?
Did you ask everybody on the list, Penny?
As far as I know, yes.
Million.
Everybody on the list we did, on our list we did.
But anyway, it's taken care of?
Yeah, and what it was is that they put the pipe in and then
They had to dig
the
up
pipe that they
6 foot
put it
pipe.
into, they busted that, bent it down, and that's why the water was backing up, and we couldn't wait until any more for him. I mean, they were patient for 3 years as it was. I mean, if we'd had any more heavy
Ended
waters,
up
he'd
digging
been
out a bunch.
pushing his basement.
I'd say the 10-foot piece of pipe is what they put in between. When they shut it down the end until they push it through the plastic pipe, just
Okay.
like it showed in the picture.
Yeah,
So we we dug it out to the end, but we had to take the whole pipe and stand it up and clean it out, cause it was all packed. So then we just stuck it back in, and just by luck, he had one of those pieces of pipe left down there. And we took the broken piece out, put that pipe back in, and put that other one back in, so, and we packed it in without smashing it.
He worked as hard as Calhoun and Fran did, working in that ditch. He wanted it taken care of too. He was tired of it. So,
We got that done, we just gotta straighten it up in the spring.
what do we have now? All we have is Gray's driveway or something like that down there to fix?
Just a few problems, and we gotta get some baskets.
Yeah,
Someday we'll get some baskets, and let's just start on that project down there with the baskets around that, generator.
and the money's still in reserve for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion for adjournment.
Oh, we didn't have visitors' comments.
Yes, we did. You went down the line. Your comments were right with your correspondence.
I thought we were at, correspondence. I asked you want to comments, and you want me to comment in a letter under correspondence or visitors' comments?
It's visitors' comments and correspondence combined.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's like, oh, okay, we'll just save it till next month.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I need a second. Meeting adjourned.